Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're looking at two very, very different Lincoln pennies from the year 1982. We'll talk about why they're different, how you can identify them, and we'll talk about some of the specialty coins that come from the Lincoln 1982 US pennies. So let's just start with talking about this coin on the left. The United States has made the Lincoln 1 cent coin since 1909. Now, of course, from 1909 to 1958, the Lincoln 1 cent coin was the same coin on the front, but it had wheat ears on the back. It's a Victor David Brenner design, and you really can't even see that on this one. It would be way down in here, and you can see, well, you can see a little tiny bit of it right there, right to the left of the black, and that is the VDB initials. At the top you see it says "In God We Trust." It says "Liberty Behind Him" in 1982 right here. In 1909 they made this coin a mostly copper coin, so it was almost all copper with a little bit of zinc. In 1982 they switched over, and the all copper with a little bit of zinc essentially was called bronze. Now, in 1982 they switched over and they started making it all zinc with a little bit of copper. So they went from all copper with zinc or tin to all zinc with a little bit of copper. And that was a huge shift, and that was because the copper prices went up so high. If we look at the back of the coin, we see one of the changes they made in and look at this, oh my goodness. Let's see if we can find the back of a different one. There we go. This is the Lincoln Memorial reverse, they call it. And you see it says United States of America at the top, E Pluribus Unum here. There's the Lincoln Memorial, and way down inside, there's Lincoln's statue in there sitting in the Lincoln Memorial. At the very bottom, it says 1 cent, and over here on the right, it says FG for Frank Gasparo, the designer of the Lincoln Memorial cent. So Victor David Brenner did the front and back in 1909 when he first did it, and then when Frank Gasparo did the design in 1959 for the Lincoln Memorial cent, they took the wheat ears off the back. Now, this is a 1982 coin, and this is of course the mostly copper one. I don't know if you can tell that just by looking at it, but I kind of can. This is the mostly zinc one. Now there's another way you can tell the difference between the mostly copper and the mostly zinc, and I'm going to show you that, I hope, with our scale. And so we'll put the scale here, and if we put the scale here, you can see, and we turn it on, this one maybe, and you can see way down here, oops, if I don't knock it over, way down here at the bottom is the weight. And we see that this particular coin is 2.5 grams. This coin is 2.48 or 2.5 grams. And the one we initially started with, 3.11 grams. And this is the one we talked about that has the back that's all messed up. So the 3.11 grams, you see these scales will go back and forth a little bit, and you have to kind of true them. Let's turn it off. Let's turn it back on again. And you have to kind of true them, but this is going to be a penny that, and you see when we take it off, there's the 3.11. All right, so if you put the old copper penny on the scale, it'll be 3.11. If you put the zinc-based penny on the scale, it'll be 2.5 or so. And that's the easiest way, but you don't always have a scale. Can you tell just by looking at the color? Not completely, so this is a zinc one here. We just weighed it. And this is a zinc one, and this is a copper one. So you can tell a little bit by the color, but not completely. You might get one that looks like this that is, you think it's copper, but it's not. All right, what else can you look for in the 1982? Well, in 1982, they did what they call the large cent and the small cent. Let's see if we can tell the difference here. So see the small top on the 8 there? right there versus the big top on the 8 there. So this is the 1982 small date. This is the 1982 large date. So you have one of each of these. They also made a bunch of these at the different mints. So in the Philadelphia Mint in 1982, when we look at the numbers on it, we see that they made 10.7 billion large dates. They made large and small dates. And at the Denver Mint, they made 6 billion. So essentially they made 17 billion of these coins. So they're all over the place. What's a Denver Mint look like? Here's a real beat up one. That has the D on it. They also made them at one other mint, and that, of course, is the San Francisco Mint, and those are the S coins. Let's see if we can get one of those in here. So this is an S coin, and why is it in the plastic, you say? Well, it's in the plastic because that was the only way you could get these San Francisco Mint coins. And these are hard to, let me see if I can start over with that. These are hard to magnify and see when they're in the plastic, of course, but you do see that it says 1982 there, and if you look really closely, you can see that there is an S there for the San Francisco Mint, and I'm sorry, we can't magnify this a little better. The San Francisco Mint, they made 3.8 million, and those of you who collect coins, the uncirculated mint sets, will know that they didn't make an uncirculated set at Philly or at Denver in 1982. Are there some other varieties? Yes, there are, and you can look for those. But one of the things I would say is look at Couch Collectibles has a video. Look at some of the other videos on YouTube for the specialty 1982 1-cent coins. All right, have a great day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel.